Yo, yo, yo. What the hell is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Oh, man. What the hell was that? You guys see what I saw? There were like a zillion halts. Man, what a day. We're going to go over the market wide. Obviously, we have to look at some things market wide because holy shnikes, dude. But the star of the show today has to be ape. This is look. This chart doesn't look very volatile. Okay, this chart looks. I mean, this could be like your average SPY chart, but the swings in this thing, man. Holy shnikes, man. You're up 50% almost at open. You swing down 50% from there. And then you see this little blip on this chart. This is a standard chart. That's why it looks so silly. It's another 30% off. What? Oh man, I've never seen anything like that before. What? I gotta say though, the chart does look a little bullish towards the end. But man, what the hell is going on? All right, so the thing that we got to talk about though is I mean, to be honest with you, I don't have too much valuable input on this subject. Pretty much until tomorrow, because I have been expecting that the equity split that was going to occur was going to cause AMC's chart to recalibrate to accommodate for the pricing out of the equity that goes towards the ape stock. But that's not what is showing on TradingView as of now. It's showing us two separate tickers, and obviously you can see here that AMC is showing that it's dumped 40% or whatever. So my assumption until tomorrow. So tomorrow, the reason that matters is sometimes TradingView takes a minute to like catch up, right? And so TradingView will wrap the AMC price, basically recalibrate the AMC price to match up. But they haven't done that yet. So tomorrow, if they haven't done it still, I'm going to move forward, assuming that everything that happened in the chart today and going forward is to be analyzed through the lens of the entire chart being this way. That is the way that I'm going to move forward until further notice, until I see something that gives me a reason to not do that. That's what I'm going to be doing. So let's analyze. I mean, we can take a brief look at 8, but obviously we only have 1 day of context, and it doesn't matter as much as AMC. But what I did here was I pulled a fib retracement. I'll just show you from the very bottom here to the top. Let me make the lettering bigger because I just noticed it's small. And what this gives you is obviously you get your regular retracement levels, but also once you get past your bottom, you have extension levels to the downside, right? So you can see here that you got a good bounce off of the 1.272. Look, I mean, this looks like a little blip again, but this is just silly volatility. I mean, this is a 13% swing in 15 minutes. This is like this is ridiculous. And then obviously you got sold down super hard from there. Looks like you formed somewhat of obviously you had a downtrend there, and then towards the end there you got some form of a falling wedge that occurred here-ish. Oh, looked like a channel. Maybe if you pull it from here. Yeah, regardless, yeah, you sprung right out of the bottom and popped out of the top. So regardless, yeah, I mean, I just need more context. I can't really analyze one day of charting. But what I will say is that this does look pretty accumulative here towards the bottom, and now it looks like you had a sign of strength with huge volume. And then now you're coming back to retest liquidity. You can pull a local fib here analyze this after hours price action, and I'm sure interestingly you'll see price land somewhere. Well, you got these little dashes. So yeah, no, it's too hard to analyze. The volume is too low. But anyway, all right, let's get into AMC. Let's look at AMC. Let's just assume that the chart is going to stay this way, right? Remember, we were talking about how if we press down through here, worst case scenario type stuff, then we would go back and test $10. Well, now, look, I mean, this is silly. Like, I feel silly doing this, but I gotta take what's given to me, So let's take a look at it through this lens and see if we have a long-term fib here. Yeah, so you have the $10 885 fib, which was where you break briefly below it here back in May. And you're kind of coming back to retest that sort of zone. What I'll tell you is this looks like a big ol' freaking stinky hammer. So I am expecting a reaction to the upside. Now, is that necessarily bullish? Probably in the short term, you're going to see a pretty nasty explosion up here, if I had to guess, to like 1450 or so. And to be honest with you, again, we have to see the chart recalibrate because I can't tell if there's no recalibration. Let's just assume that that's the case. And you break back up into this uptrend, then the entire dynamic is changed because now what you've had is you've broken out of the bottom of this major uptrend and then you break back into it. If you break back into it, it's highly bullish. But if you retest it and you fail it, then it's very bearish, right? So what I'll say is, man, it is so ironic that this would happen on this crazy gap down sort of day on SPY, right? Isn't it so ironic that they would launch this this ape stock, right? Preferred equity stock on the same day that SPY takes this crazy cannonball. So what I'll mainly say is, going into tomorrow, I do expect a bounce back. I guess it will depend on the broader market, so let's take a look at SPY and come up with a conclusion there. But I think overall, that looks like a sell climax type event if it stays, if the chart stays in this calibration and there's no adjustment, which I would say right now, it doesn't look like there will be. So let's look at SPY. As we were saying before, going back to yesterday, whenever we made our video in preparation for this week with SPY, we were expecting either there was going to be a jump up and retest of the bottom of this rising wedge, or you were going to get pushed down, and eventually you were going to test this key liquidity region. It's actually charted probably better on the SPX chart, which is highlighted in red here. And that's exactly what you did, right? Maybe a little bit sooner than we had charted here. But you absolutely just dove into this liquidity region. That was between 4174 and 4086 on SPX. And for SPY, this is a different liquidity zone, so I'll just fix this to match up with what you saw in SPX there. Not that that previous one that I had was invalid, but this one's just more important right now. Yeah, you can see this is actually a Fibonacci. I mean, this is between the 236 and the 382 of the Fibonacci retracement when you pull from this the bottom of this move here, where your wave one started. So I'm expecting that after a day like today, you kind of are going to expect a retest of these higher levels here, 418. But let's look at lower time frames and see if that correlates with what I would assume would be the case there. Really gappy. Let's just look at SPX lower time frames then. What a crazy day in the markets. Wow. The last video I said, will we be eating ramen? Looks like ramen was the meal of choice today for Composite Man. That's what he wants everybody to be eating. Man, there's really not a lot of a lot to go off of here. So weird. I mean, I feel like you're curling up here on SPX. Maybe ES1 can give me more insights, futures, just because they're still trading. They don't have that big gap. I mean, you look very distribution here. Obviously, you completed a distribution down here to this region that we were expecting. We were totally expecting this move. I mean, honestly, this looks like a retest, you know? I don't think that you're required. I don't think you're required to go below this 410 region on SPY. I don't think that that's a requirement. I know everybody is very, very bearish after a day like today, but I would say that probably what's going to happen is you're going to have some consolidation in this region between this 410 and 418. Probably load up on some liquidity and volume. And from there, like we said in the video yesterday, you know, it's gonna be decision making time thereafter. I think like maybe you pop up back to 418 or so. You could pop down to 410, have some consolidation done here, and I'd say that whichever direction you break out of here, whether it's above 418 or below 408, is going to determine the further direction that you go, right? So if you break 409 or so, you're going to go to 402, in my opinion. But remember, we were looking at the EMAs, and you can see here, this 9-week EMA, is curling up significantly here to meet up with this 21-week EMA. So if that continues, right, if you can keep that 9-week EMA hot, moving up with a 21-week EMA is getting pushed down, you're going to have a golden cross of the 9 to 21-week EMA. I mean, these are simple moving averages, I'm sorry, not EMAs. And once that 9 crosses that 21 and then is used as support by the S&P 500, that's pretty bullish, guys. So I would say that probably right now, I think the highest likelihood is that you actually end up, I would say before you go to 400 on SPY, I think it's more likely that you would test the macro downtrend. That's what I think is more likely. So what does that mean? So before you go down here to 402, I think it's more likely that you bounce here, maybe you consolidate, and then you press up and you test this downtrend again. That's my opinion as of right now. I mean, you can see deeper retracements here, and I mean, I know that the market overall really likes 707s lately, and I wouldn't say, and I don't see it as like, I don't think it's going to be that cataclysmic move down yet. It would be more like consolidation before you saw that sort of move, right? So, but the market really likes 707s lately, so I mean, perhaps that's a logical conclusion. I would say that if you break below 410, 390 or so is pretty likely. But until that occurs, I think it's more likely that you come up and you retest your downtrend. Let's take a look at crypto. Crypto, I mean, was just crazy yesterday. If you guys watched the video, you kind of saw me go through my trade plan, everything like that. I never got filled on 21.8 sellout, so I actually just exited whenever I saw this move here. I exited whenever we broke this uptrend, just to avoid getting into this sort of situation. And now you can see that on this uptrend that we were watching, it looks like Bitcoin's actually testing the bottom of this. Sound familiar? If you were watching the channel last week and going into Sunday, I was saying Ethereum was kind of just trading along this uptrend in this way. And I really did not like the way that looked. And you saw what happened to Ethereum. It got sold off heavily, right? So what was it, like 20%, I believe? Yeah, 18%. So I would say overall, Bitcoin is pretty bearish unless it breaks back into that uptrend that we were looking at. You just can't fiddle around underneath an uptrend in this way. So that's pretty much the video. I mean, we're gonna keep it pretty brief. Oh well, it's been like 15 minutes, so hopefully that was a good video. Not a lot to add here because, I mean, we pretty much projected the SPY move. Whether it was as soon as it occurred, right, or gonna happen later, this was pretty much what we were expecting, right? We were expecting to have a hard break out of this rising wedge, and that's exactly what we got. So there's not a lot to add. It's gonna be interesting to see how SPY reacts to this. And I mean, we're gonna have to see an update on the chart from TradingView. I mean, if it doesn't update tomorrow, I'm trading it. Like, I'm looking at AMC as if this is the chart now, if it doesn't change. So, and then Ape, I mean, it's going to be great to get a second day of context for this chart. Holy shnikes, dude. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you smash a like. Leave a comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. All those halts and everything. Oh, today was a headache. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter in the description, as well as join my Discord. Completely free to join. It's just a community, not an alert channel or anything like that, where a bunch of people share cool technical analysis. So hopefully you enjoy the video, and until next time, peace.